Fractions. Find 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, 5/8 of a number. What are they? Represent equal parts of a whole or a collection. Why? Helps in carpentry when you want to build something to an exact measurement. Interesting fact, the hamster relies on scent to find their way. They have scent glands which they rub on objects along a path. So let's take a look at the steps in order how to do this. Step 1, determine how many groups there are by looking at the denominator. Step 2, count how many groups you need by looking at the numerator. So let's read the question. What is 2/3 of 24? Well, step 1 is how many groups there are by looking at the denominator. In this case, it is 3. So we need 3 groups. So that's been separated by color. And now we need to take a look at step 2, which is count how many groups. And then the numerator of 2/3 is 2. So we need to count 2 groups. Okay, so now if we count it, we get 16. So what is 2/3 of 24? It is 16. Now you may be wondering, do I always have to draw a circle or any other symbol to do this? No, let's show you how to do it mathematically. Now step 1, divide the number by the denominator. Step 2, multiply by the numerator. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. 24 divided by 3 is 8. That is how many you have in each group. Okay, so now we're going to multiply that by 2, which is 8 times 2, which is 16, which is how many groups we need. And so the answer of what is 2/3 of 24 is 16. And now let's take a look at example 2. What is 3/4 of 20? Well, let's look at step 1, which is how many groups do we need? Well, we need 4 because the denominator is 4. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at step 2, how many groups we need to count by looking at the numerator. And in this case, we have 3 groups to count. And so therefore, what is 3/4 of 20? It is going to give me, or us, 15. Now let's do it the mathematical way. What is 3/4 of 20? So let's read step 1 and 2 again. Step 1, divide the number by the denominator. Step 2, multiply by the numerator. So let's go ahead and do the step 1, which is 20 divided by 4, which is going to give me 5. Now, as you can look at the screen, each group is already divided in 5, so that makes sense. Now, how many groups do we need? 3 groups we need to count. So let's go ahead and multiply by 3 to give us the answer. So 5 times 3 is 15. So which is easier, dividing than multiplying, or counting to 15 when you have to draw so many circles? Now let's go ahead and take a look at example 3. What is 3/5 of 30? Now in this case, we're going to go ahead and once again take a look at step 1 by looking at the denominator. So we need 5 groups. So we've separated this into 5 different groups. And now let's go ahead and count how many groups we need by looking at the numerator. And in this case, we have 3 groups to count, and which gives us 18. So what is 3/5 of 30? It is 18. Now let's do it mathematically to show you the faster way. What is 3/5 of 30? So we're going to do step 1, divide the number by the denominator. So 30 divided by 5 gives me 6. As you can see, each group already has 6, so that makes sense. And now we're going to multiply it by the number of groups we need to give me 6 times 3, which is 18. And so either way gives you the correct answer, but one is a little bit faster. So now it is your turn. So go ahead and pause the video so you can take your time to answer these questions. And I will show you the answers in 3, 2, and 1. Here are the answers. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, there's always tomorrow.